shelving that we were going to ditch, but ended up not ditching. So, and Ralph and Marie decided to put this here for display of books until such time we may be able to afford new shelving. By doing this, they actually created by default another learning area for us, which is where the classes come. When they come, they sit here and have their story, or we talk about the week's lesson, the day's lesson, and what's going to happen. Sort of thing, yeah.
And this is your lovely story carpet,
Story
isn't
carpet,
it? Yes.
yeah.
And tell us about the daffodils.
Daffodils came from the shortlist book this year. That's not a daffodil. Our books seem to have gone walkabout. So the prep students have done the daffodils. Every year for book week, we assign a book to a class or a year level, and then we make a display around the book. So this is the prep ones, and then there's various other display around the library board area.
And I think you said that the way that you've designed this library is you've got a number of different learning spaces. So you've got the space here, obviously, is your reading corner, but tell us about some of the other spaces.
This here is our actual, if there's such a word as actual, this is actually our teaching area where it gets used more for if kids are needing to do desk type activities. So we've got tables that will sit 30 children. We don't have at the moment, I think we've got 28 is our biggest class, but it will sit 30 children, interactive whiteboard, 2 whiteboards on either side. We have one-on-one laptop kids that will come in as well. And then, so that's one area that we could use. And then over here is our pit area that the children have now named the reading pit, even though we can do more than reading in the pit. This gets used as a special treat for the children during class after borrowing if they've done a good job. So they like to come here. We have scatter cushions for them to use. We also use it for our book fair, and that's handy because it just puts book fair in one section of the library and we continue using the rest. I think in a lot of libraries the fair tends to sit in the middle of your library and gets into the way, so this has been good. We use it for other things, like we've had story night, so we've had 100 children sit with their parents and their siblings. Have the library night here. So really a lovely area for the children. And sometimes teachers do use it when they want to brief classes. Yes. The year level, if they want to do a briefing with the children. So this is a good space for them to use. So yeah, we can sit 100 children in there.
That's remarkable, isn't it? Do you invite different teachers to encourage the students to bring their artwork to the library?
This is part of our book week display. Yes. Yeah. Yes. So we do it, and it's up for the rest of this term. If nothing else comes, it stays till the end of the year.
So the teachers are working with their students in the classrooms doing this artwork, are they?
They do it during library time.
I see, when they come in.
Yeah.
Yes.
As part of the book week celebration, just to get the children excited about book week. They are getting good with book week celebration now because of the last few years that we've made such a I organized a big deal out of the library for them, so they've been very excited about the book week. And if I don't say anything with book week and book fair, they get very excited. So they always ask me, "Is it time for And the little to look forward to. Yeah. And then so we've got our non-fiction shelving here. This has actually worked out well as well for us, in the sense that our fiction shelving is slightly back that way. Sometimes we often do a book display here for themes, based on a theme or something. And this one here, Anne's done the display for book week this year. So we've got the gold and green color.
Oh yes, of course, Champions Read.
Yes, so for that theme. So it's meant to be our blue room for recording purposes, but we ran out of fund and had to find another use for it. And because we decided also at the same time to centralize our guided readers to be housed in the library. So we moved the teacher reference from the allocated spot in the new library to house it here. And then where the teacher reference was meant to be are now where the guided readers are being housed. But that's worked out well for us. At the moment, it's still a bit of a mess because I'm still in transition to find out where things are. It's useful in the sense that because it's a room by itself, children don't get access to it, and that's handy. Otherwise, I would have to find a spot in the library itself to house the teacher ref, and then have to keep reminding the children, those books are not for you, because the little ones tend to. Yes.
Yep.
So,
And I mean, a lot of the teacher reference stuff is actually really quite attractive, isn't it?
Yeah,
so you
yeah.
imagine the younger ones who want to get their hands on it.
and also because of the way that I read, when I took over this position 5 years ago, we also started looking at creating junior non-fiction.
Yes.
When I first came, the prep and year one children were not really encouraged to borrow non-fiction because the aide would have to go to the shelf to get the book. And I think that's wrong because we end up choosing the book we think the child would want rather than have the child choose the book. So I actually created a junior non-fiction. So basically now, this end of the library, right down to all these darker colored shelves, they are for the older children. And anything in the primary colors, that's our junior section. So we have the junior fiction, which are, in some schools they call it picture books. And then we have the junior non-fiction that we have just put in the buckets. And we put hundreds, and all the junior non-fiction books have hundreds number on the front cover. So the children know, we'll just, if they say, oh, can we have a frog book? And we say, well, go and look at a 500 if they are very young. Or if they know their hundreds number, we just go and look at the 500 tubs and find them. And that also, I know it's a nightmare. It's probably something that it depends on the individual librarians as well. But Anne and I find that, well, my philosophy is that I like the children to look for their own stuff. So they have a good old rummage in it. We are not tearing our hair out because we got to arrange everything in the correct order. So it's good for the kids to just learn to browse. Yeah. Whereas in the open shelf collection, then the kids are a bit older, they are expected to take on that responsibility of putting big things. And the younger children are really good. They know that if they take something from the 600, it has to go back to the 600 tub, sort of thing. So in some ways, that's good.
And they are, so already beginning to learn about the categorisation of knowledge into different subject areas and things like that.
Over there we have what we call the orange dots. They are just those little chapter books. Yeah, that they feel really grown up because they've moved on to the chapter.
But still in a very user-friendly sort of way, displaying them and the colours. I mean, because Derek showed me a photo of that, and even the colour is really impressive because it just draws the eye, doesn't it? And
also, my observations as well is with the younger children, unless they can see the advantage of the shelvings like that, is that they get the front view of the book. They have no idea. They're not attracted to spine. You see nothing on the spine. They haven't quite got. Some of them can't quite read yet. So it's a bit of marketing, I suppose, marketing strategy, because so this way they've got the front view of the cover, and that's what's going to engage them. It makes or breaks the book whether a child will choose it. So I think it's a better way for the junior children, definitely, because the books tend to move, and they get so excited about with book. We explain what those stickers are. So now it is a challenge.
Yes.
Every week they come and borrow. They get so excited. I found a book with a gold sticker.
See, a prize-winning book.
So,
Yes, okay.
yeah, because we are probably going to recomplete on this area because we have found something we would like to purchase with our book fair earnings.
Okay, well, tell us
to
about
put,
that.
to put in here.
Yes.
So what we're going to actually reconfigure is create a space here because what we're getting is like a little reading cubby
Yes.
that is available from Scholastic.
Yes.
So we thought that would be a nice little place for the children that want to read when they come.
So is it actually an enclosed, like a little thing?
No,
that
no,
you
it's
get
like a
inside,
little.
or-
It's a dome.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
All right, it's shaped exactly like that, but
Yes.
it's a dome and it's got
Yes.
little bookshelves on either side. It's got little flags, so it's like camping. So it'll be quite.
Sounds
Yeah.
excellent. So how many children could get into that? in one
Probably, I
time?
think maybe 2 or 3
Okay,
of the
so it's
little
only
ones.
quite
Yeah,
a
it's
little
a little
thing,
thing,
so a
but
little
it's just
adventure.
yeah. But I think it's. I told you I'm a shopping person. So it's all about marketing. I think it's that idea that's another attraction to come to library at lunchtime.
Yeah.
You know, and come and use that library space sort of thing. Yeah. So of course I do have the rules that if they don't behave themselves, they're banned for one day.
Okay.
So they can't come out for one
Yes,
lunchtime or
of
something.
course, and
yeah.
they feel that it's such a value to them. They want to
Yeah,
be good and they'll
yeah.
come back.
So we actually do have enough for a nice day, or if you want to do something messy,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
you have this space, yeah.
Yes. And overlooking the oval, so it's
Yeah.
just lovely and green.
It would have been spectacular to have overlook the bay,
Oh yes.
which is what they have in St. Pat's at Sean Cliff. They've got a conference facility built that has this spectacular view of the bay. Fabulous. Yeah.
Yes, I suppose you're just not quite close enough. Is it
No.
the bay down that way, I
That
suppose, or that way?
Yeah, because main road goes there. So
Yes.
it's
Oh, I
really
see.
good. Yeah. So, but
Yes.
this is nice.
Oh, this
And I
is
forgot to
lovely.
mention that we actually have this library now. It's used for our annual science fair.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So the G&T teacher, our gifted and talented program teacher, organizes a science fair once a year, and they have this up here now. More often than not, now we have a lot of PDs run up here because of the interactive. And this year, our new deputy has also implemented like a parent education program, or whatever you want to call it. So we bring in speakers, and we have it in the library space as well. So,
Excellent.
yeah,
So it's
so-
all part of that community building. isn't
building,
it?
yes. So, and I've started from suggestion from our student welfare worker.
Yes.
We started a parent library that we are running from the reception.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think the other good thing that I find from the library night is that a lot of parents, because we're upstairs,
Yes.
they don't come up. When they're waiting to pick
Yes.
children up, they don't come up. Mainly because maybe they think they might be interrupting a class or something. But it's lovely to see them come with their kids on library night, because they enjoy the space, and then occasionally you get a comment from them, oh, I didn't realize that it's such a lovely library, and or they come up to, because I don't get a chance to interact much with the parents. I don't see them very often. And it's occasions like that where they come up and they tell you, my child last home to the library, or they say, my child tells me that you've given them a book that was the best thing you've done.
Yes.
So you get that sort of feedback, that you normally wouldn't, because I'm not a classroom teacher. So I don't see the parents every day. Yeah.
But it's promoting reading.
Yeah,
So I mean,
yeah.
It's got a real purpose.
So
hasn't it?
this was originally
Yes.
designed for our teacher reference, but because we've decided to to house our guided readers within the library. So we sort of change everything. So now this is our guided readers section.
Yes.
And our curriculum coordinator, who is part-time, that's her office. Well, there'll be two of them next term, job sharing.
Interesting. So the coordinator is actually based in the library.
Yes, yeah, because that's why they built this as like for all three parties to sit down and work together is tricky.
But even sort of locating together though means that, you know, the recognition that there is a connection.
Yeah, and it's like I said, we're just making small steps in that direction. So down the track, hopefully it will happen. And of course, we've got that lovely view again.
It's a lovely spot, isn't
Yeah.
it? So, and this board across here, I don't know what this is about.
That is, we do that. Program here, developmental regional assessment program. Yeah, it's a Canadian program. Yeah, and our school was pilot to trial it with ISQ.
Yes.
And so we got the funding to trial the program, and we've since adopted it. So the children are tested, and then their results are then mapped on this board.
Oh, I
So,
see.
yeah.
So this is for all the children.
Children
Is that
throughout the
record
school.
cards for all the children?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I see.
So color coordinated according
Yes.
to the year level. So so it's just sort of the once they are assessed, it gives them their reading ability. So like we've got some children that are reading at year 8, 9 level. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So and I think.
So red is the sort of like the highest.
So
level,
we've
is
got
it?
we've got like the purple year 5 cohort, and we've got students that at the moment in the last testing, which would have been end of last term, we had 2 year 5 students that are reading at the early year 8 level. But we also, having looked at that, we could also see that we've got some that are at the other end of the spectrum. Preps are not tested. Preps are not tested at this point. So with, the board only reflects 1 to 7. At the end of towards the end of next term, some of the preps, if they get to a certain PM benchmark level, they will then be DRE.
So
Yeah, because to start with, you see, if we didn't have that consultation at the end of, towards the end of the building project, I would have ended up with my returns on this end.
oh, I see.
And again, it reflects that because they don't work, they don't think. Because then, and when I told them that no, I want it changed over, which wasn't a big thing because at that point the Cabinetmaker hasn't put together. You know, it's just that end that's tricky. Once if they had cut
Sorry,
the
can we just go back? So the Cabinetmaker,
the original plan was the return
Yes.
box was here.
and that was designed by the architect?
Yes.
Was it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but then
Yes.
when he said, well, there's no difference, it's still the part of the circulation. I say there is a difference because the children are trained that as they come in, they return. And then when they return, they just keep moving. I said, whereas if you have it here, then you're going to go because, you know.
And also it's a workflow issue, isn't
Yes,
it?
that's it. Yeah, the flow of traffic. Yeah.
Yes, and the way that you're actually managing
Yeah.
the returns on the other side
Yeah.
of the process means it has to
Yeah.
work that way. You know, I understand
So-
that. And in that
so-
corner where you've got the other shelving. And,
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's worked out well. So
Yeah.
and that on the other side,
Yes.
which we'll go around in a minute, we've got the room for that. So over here, what I've asked them to do was actually have this open space
Yes.
on the other side and given me open shelving.
Yes.
But because and I said, well, we could use that, or Anne could use that when she's doing jobs like that. She's got somewhere to shelf the stuff and keep her table. But of course, when we came back, this was it.
I see.
So
Yes.
now this is a wasted space.
Yes.
The only thing to get around it is at some stage, when we have some money,
Yes.
maybe get custom. This has to be custom built because of the curve.
Yes.
So we're looking at somewhere down the track to get a custom built trolley of sorts, and then maybe all these untidy games can be housed very neatly
So you
there.
could use the space.
Yeah,
that way.
in a better way than
Yes.
because I asked that when I asked her why is that there, and she tell me maybe your clients might want to sit there and have a chat with you. Why would that happen?
No, I mean, immediately I could see that, you know, in say, in a high school or a university library, I mean, you do that, you sit there as the reference advisor and the students.
But then the thing is that there's no room space for my feet on the
so
other
you
side.
can't sit on there, no. Oh, isn't that bizarre?
They are not to go beyond here unless they're invited, because sometimes we get a backlog of students for whatever reason. Then I bring some to my machine at the back to help in with the flow of traffic sort of thing.
Address a few issues. But this project is working.
Still a very messy place because we're still trying to find rooms, which is getting better. This is the shelving I was telling you.
Oh, so these are the shelves that started to
buckle?
Yeah,
Yes. You can see this one has still got a bit of buckling on it.
Oh, I see.
Actually, the top.
Yes.
And what they have had to do is come back and put the brace for us. So they've done it as best as they can without making it look too awful. But
It's not
you
too
know,
bad.
yeah, it's not
Yes,
too
yes.
bad. Yeah.
And in a way, I mean, it picks up the metal on the handrails and things
yeah.
outside.
So they've been good about
So,
doing that.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
But so because when they came and look at solving the problem,
Yes.
I said to them, "Oh, now I can take orders. You know how in restaurants it's stick
Oh, yes. On your little sticky
yeah,
notes. Yes.
sticky. And when I asked for 3, and she said, "Oh, but you're getting more shelves the other way." I'm like, "Yes, but not functional, not usable." No. And but actually it's interesting that when they come back now to have a look, since open day when Greg came back to have a look, he's able to visualize, this is what it was meant to do, the purpose of having those shelves. So it's good like that. I think there's a lesson to be learned on both parties. From
And
both
the
sides.
same thing about, you know, with the buckling, the fact that they hadn't anticipated the weight of the
Yes,
books,
yeah.
which again is something for a librarian is obvious, but
Yeah.
it's just not something that's
Yeah.
to the people.
Yeah. And then for me, I just asked for a shop, and I didn't think that you know I should be telling them what it's for. I mean, hello, I'm a library. I'm not an office. But it's like I said, because their thinking was that it is an office. It is your office, but it's also my storeroom as well, my storage space for my new resources and stuff. Yeah. So we do have quite a bit of storage space.
Oh, that's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's cupboards all the way around.
Of using video as a babysitting facility during reporting time, which happens and still happens. So they took away all the video players as well as DVD. And everybody has a laptop issued by the school, and you can play DVDs from the laptop anyway. So I really couldn't understand why they gave me this. And I said to when he came to fix up my cords because the cables weren't connecting properly. So I said to the guy, I said, "Is there any way I can control it remotely when I'm at the pit to stop?" He says, "No." He says, "You can't do that." I said, "So what am I going to do?" I said, "So if I'm teaching using a video, I want to stop the video because we want to have a discussion. What do I do?" He says, "You got to come up here." I said, "So I have to literally shout at my aide and tell her, and stop the video." And so I've never, this is second year we've been up here. Well, 2 years, this time 2 years. not being used.
Never use it. Well, no, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, because it's not functional at all.
No.
And if I want to show the kids, and nobody uses this these days anyway, just now too much implications with
Yes.
copyright and everything.
Yes.
So everybody uses a clip from YouTube.
Yes.
So I don't know. So it's one of those things that will just sit there and gather dust, more things for the cleaners to dust. It doesn't have to be made by a Cabinetmaker because our two classrooms are very handy. Just 4 pieces of plank to put it over, and then it covers it, and they just drill holes for the cords to come out, and it would make it look so much prettier as if it was all. I said to them, I said, we just get the chipboard with the white finish, finish the same way, and have the width enough for me to sit my laptop.
Yes.
It would be look like, oh, you thought about everything and you needed one downstairs, but I'm still waiting for it to happen.
Okay, it's like all these things. But no, I can see what you mean. And also, I suppose it's a bit of a safety thing as well. So,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
people aren't going to,
So
kids aren't going to
I
fall
just
and
think that it
sort of
will
thing.
make
So,
it aesthetically more
yes,
pleasing.
absolutely.
Yeah, and the other thing I forgot to show you is we all have this cat.
Sorry, what's that?
It's one of those, I don't know, we call it a dog cat, but it's a voice cat that it has the speakers.
Oh, I
So
see.
it picks up,
Yes.
the teachers in the classroom
Oh,
use
so
it.
you're not straining your voice so
Yeah,
much. Oh,
yeah.
what a good idea.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't use mine because I've got loud
But
from
yes.
training when I was in school in drama,
Oh,
so
okay.
to project it
Yes,
through the
okay,
voice.
see.
So
Yes.
I don't strain my voice. I'm loud, so I don't use it, but it's
Oh, but that's
useful.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yes, because I mean there are lots of teachers that get really sort of bad problems with nodules and things like
Yeah,
that, aren't
yeah.
there? So I guess for that would be a really good way around that. So.
Yeah, so that's what is it called?
Interesting.
Red cat. That's it. It's called the red cat. That's the unit.
I see.
Yeah.
Yes, that's fairly elaborate, isn't
Yeah.
it? And every classroom's got that.
Yes, we've got interactive whiteboard
Yes.
in every classroom.
Yes.
Red cat in every classroom.
Yes.
The entire school is air conditioned.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
very lucky.
Yes. Very nice environment for the students.
Yeah. They have that as their.
Oh,
As you walk into their library,
Yeah.
they have this. They have the professional sliding door, and you walk slap bang into their
Yes.
display cabinet, and it's accessible from the back.
Oh, I
The
see.
display cabinet backs onto their workroom,
I see.
and
So
it's
you
an
put
entire
the
glass.
display up
Yeah,
from
it's
inside.
glass. So the time that one day that I went there for a meeting,
Yes.
they had a sea theme.
Yes.
So they had this glass cabinet all done up with sand and all this backdrop of flowy blue silky material, make it look like the Great Barrier Reef, really effective. So that was what we had hoped for.
Yes.
Didn't get. The next best thing we thought was maybe they could give us some pinballs.
Yes. Okay.
So
Yes. But it's funny, isn't it? I mean, all those sorts of things, the ideas come later, don't they? You
Yeah,
can't possibly
yeah.
imagine everything at first.
oh no, we did
So,
the display we did ask for,
Oh, you
but
did?
yeah, but
Yeah.
we didn't get it. So, but it was it's like we were told think big.
Yes.
Then if they trim, so like it didn't drastically affected the library.
No.
It would have been nice,
Yes.
but it
So
didn't
it's the
happen. So
budget.
that's
Yeah.
so that's fine as well
Yeah.
because we make do around it. And the other thing I think we found is that because there's no pinball space, we have had to do this sort of thing.
Oh, I see.
Put it on the
Yes.
window.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that's okay
So
because
that's
a lot of libraries do that as well.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
That's great.
yeah.
And you said there's a lift, because that was the other
Yeah.
thing that's...
Yes. And it's not there forever. It gets changed every year. So, yeah. So it's going to be a shame when her boys are no longer here.
Yes.
But then again, that could be someone else's problem.
Well,
The next library teacher's problem.
yes. And maybe there'll be another artistic person that
Yes,
comes
that's
along.
it.
So, okay, so here's your list. Here's our list. Excellent. Yes, because that was the only thought I had when we were going up the stairs. What happens if, you have somebody that's, you know, a staff member that's hurt their leg or something like that.
And book fair.
Oh,
When you
yes.
have book fair, so the scholastic delivery man is ever so eternally
Yes.
grateful.
Yes.
The children that are on crutches also
Yes.
use them, and they get a lift pass.
I see.
So they get very excited because
Okay,
they get
so
a
it's
lift
not-
pass. Yeah.
Not just anybody can
No,
use it then.
no.
Okay.